Alrighty, my beautiful stars. Reading time. So we did a collective just before of more of kind of a release kind of energy. However, this collective, if you're more in an overwhelmed space in your heart, we are going to do a channeled message from the person on your mind and their true feelings and intentions. Let's start with our beautiful divine truth. Wow. Okay. Divine masculine. All right. So we've got in love. I loved you yesterday. I love you still, and I will love you always. But lies and illusions are holding me back from seeing the truth, and I'm unable to see the reality. So they're clearly still stuck in a certain perception. Just these two off the bat, I really, literally, head over heart, they're 50-50. I think that the person on your mind, they have a deep emotion for you, but in their mind, this love doesn't make sense. It reminds me of one of my collectives. No matter the urge they feel for you, the passion they feel for you, what has happened in your connection, and maybe the intensity you guys share when you are around each other, I feel for them, yes, you have beautiful times or you have had beautiful times, but in their mind, I'm feeling that energy. They're holding on to the bad, which means this person connected to you when it comes to emotion, they don't like to feel out of control with it. And maybe the person on your mind, they really lost themselves in this connection, and the right collective, you would understand what I'm saying. So when you guys were together, let it be, they started removing a lot of things in their life, let it be family, friends, certain situations to really make you happy, or they just felt like nothing they could do. And they might have even said this to you: why can't I make you happy? Why are the things I do not enough? I actually feel, if anything, this person, especially with this in love here still, it's like their heart burns for you, but the logic of your connection and what you guys have faced, it's like it doesn't make sense to them for why they still crave you currently, okay? My heart says yes, but my mind says no. The mental pain. I'm going to have to see what this person's perception is of this connection. But your style, the way you walk through life, I just saw my Queen of Wands there straight away. You're clearly a very charismatic person. You walk to your own beat. You're an individualistic. You don't follow the crowd. But I am hearing that attention of others. So even though they love the way you present to the world, this person could really struggle with jealousy, worthiness issues. And again, you would have had these examples when you were with this person. They could have been quite claiming, quite possessive, started unnecessary arguments if you were getting attention from other people, even if you were just doing your thing. I feel when it comes to you and the way you present, you remind me of someone quite captivating, and you can definitely light up a room, that's for sure. But they love your style, the way you carry yourself, your confidence. So they really have memories of you being a very confident person and just knowing your worth. And it's funny, I'm hearing this, I feel this collective, if anything, I'm seeing that frustrated in this relationship. If anything, I think this has really knocked your confidence. I think this has really made you start to doubt yourself, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Maybe this was the first person that really broke your heart. Maybe you're someone normally in relationships or whatever it is, either they run their course and it doesn't affect you in the way this has, or you're normally the one to walk away. Sorry, I'm feeling like I need to get the main collective's energy as well here, just to confirm. Oh, this is where their head and heart. I think this person has wanted to reach out for a while. Why am I hearing 6? 6 is important. Maybe month of June you heard from them, or even last year month of June, or 6 months ago. I just heard 6 straight away. We're still in the month of June. I've been preparing a love offer for you. You will be shocked and surprised. 6 is important, so let it be not this year, or it could have been a previous year, or maybe you started dating in June last year. 6 is important, or something severe happened 6 months ago with the right collective. I'm going to be honest, this planning, I don't think they've made a plan as such, but I do think they've had a lot of moments, especially with this fighting their head and their heart. Your first card's in love. So I think this person has had multiple times that they've either written something out to you, or they've really wanted to hit send, but then their head takes over. This is like one of those, I was going to say, it's reminding me of one of my collectives. Every time you guys have tried to come on the same page since your separation, it's been very abruptive, and it's been gut-wrenching, not just for you, but for this person. It's like since your separation, you guys have kind of been faced with nothing but a fire when it comes to the emotional exchange you have for one another. So I do think they've had moments, not planning a big surprise, but more planning to reach out, or they've gone to reach out and then they sit on it and they're trying to find patience and maybe not approach you impulsively, and then their head takes over and it kind of stops them from moving forward, which means maybe your person is someone that has quite a few ways to distract themselves. Let it be they have a large friends group they live with, family or friends, or they do things. Why am I seeing a game console? Maybe they're a gamer, or when they have this sense of urgency, I think this person does something to distract themselves, where I feel intuitively this collective, you're probably a little bit different, okay? Especially I find women, feminine energy, because feminine energy is ruled by emotion. When you go through a gut-wrenching love, you guys really start to shut down from the world around you, because the emotion you're facing is kind of unbearable. So you guys, when it comes to going out, or even if you do go out, if it's really fresh and that scar's still open, you can't help but think about it continuously. So you guys tend to isolate, where masculine energy, they're very action prone. When they go through heartbreak, they try and distract, they try and avoid, they try and replace, okay? But I always say, what you avoid in life, especially emotionally, it's always destined to catch up to you, because you're not removing it. You might be burying it, but you're not soothing and healing it, okay? Or your person could even, I'm seeing that desanitize card, they could even take some substances to kind of numb their emotion away as well. I just think when it comes to the pain of losing each other, you guys deal with it differently to how they deal with it. But let's keep going. Maybe they're transitioning through this, but everything that comes to my mind is for a reason. In love. Whoa, you got 3 for in love. Oh. Just side note, they could have pictures of you saved. They could have messages of you saved. You could be quite open on your social media. This picture perfect, I was actually seeing pictures in a phone just then. So it's either things that they've saved, or they are quite on top of your socials. But this card specifies you are beautiful inside and out. I stare at your pictures all day long. And I literally saw a phone and I saw pictures. So how much this person tries to fight what they feel, if they have things of you saved, that would be hard for them. Even if they check your socials, it wouldn't be an everyday thing. It would be when this sense of urgency comes over them. You remind me again of one of my collectives, your person. It's like out of sight, out of mind. They try to do whatever they can to... Well, I'm not going to say that because I do feel a warmth, but I do think they try and really avoid their emotion when it comes to the pain. So if they have things saved, it's like they just can't get rid of them. Butterflies, so they still get butterflies. And this probably scares them, especially if it's been a while. So what I said before about every time you've tried to have some form of communication, it ends up becoming quite igniting, and I think it just really takes them 10 steps back and they find themselves in just that pain that they felt at the start of all of this. But I think when your name pops up or the thought of you, their heart accelerates a gazillion miles an hour, but they don't know how to deal with it. I'm just hearing you're breathtaking. But evil eye, they could have moments of thinking, this is about evil eye towards you. And let's be real, if they're prying, I always say people that watch in from the distance and just on the sidelines, it doesn't just have to be out of jealousy and like those nasty emotions, but if you have people in silence in the background, even if it's admiration, and let's be real, the photo saved or socials was the deviation, it's sending the evil eye. But all eyes are on you right now. And again, others' attentions. I heard this with this. I think this makes them jealous, just that in itself. And this is probably why they try and stay away from your socials as well. I think it activates anger in them. All eyes on you. There is jealousy, envy, and negativity being thrown your way. I think it's them. I think it's the fire that burns when they see, let it be people commenting on your posts, or if you're quite popular on social media, especially this. I saw my Queen of Wands with this. You're a very attractive, magnetizing person. And again, the right collective, you would have memories of this person's jealousy and even maybe grievances with your socials in the past, before you guys parted ways. Avoidant. So this illusion that they're trying to hide behind, the perception. So when they think of all the good times, they try and replace it with the bad times, where I think this collective, you more hold on to the good times, and it's hard for you to remember the bad times. You remind me of an energy very overwhelmed in a lot of longing. I really want to be close to you, but I avoid emotional attachment out of fear. I believe it completely with this energy. I felt it when I read that card. So lies and illusions hold me back from seeing the truth. I'm unable to see the reality of the situation. They either have fear of rejection, abandonment, whatever it is. This person, when it comes to you, they lose themselves. I don't think this person has ever had emotional control around you. And again, the right collective, you would know this. We say as a reader, I'm not here to tell you how to feel. Your mind should take you to memories, disagreements over this, conflict over this, certain conversations you've had. Okay, head over heart. This is a sad one because that's painful. Oh, they really feel you. So especially, I always say with telepathy, and I'm just going to break it down, whoever watches me regularly, broken record, I always say thinking you're telepathically connected to someone is a very dangerous thing, and it can actually send you a bit too. Because unless you're in the room, same room with someone, how can you really know if you're telepathically connected, right? So for this person to feel that telepathically connected to you, this is coming from them seeing you. So let it be you guys do have each other still added. When you log on, they log on. Let it be you post a story and they're doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. Or they feel when you've just posted and they log on. Or I feel this person's examples they get from the telepathic connection is what they view of you. They're clearly not in the same room as you, but it's a double confirmation that this person is watching in the background. Do you hear me talking to you? I need you close to me right now. Please respond. This collective, the things I think you post, it's like, it shocks them. It makes them truly believe you're bound to their soul in some form of way, but then it scares them. And before I get bloody smart ass comments, I always have, oh, but we were telepathically connected. As a reader, and I say this to my readers that are developing, as a reader, these are the reader's tools, right? So source, the universe, knows what I allocate for my card meanings, my cards in general. So for a collective, because my spirit team, my tool, knows what I've allocated for this, and anyone that watches me regularly, I explain this every time it comes out, right? And the theme of this, they're confirming this person does watch you because my team knows my allocation, my tool, guidance through my divination. It makes sense? So I just have to make it clear because I always get people in the comments that are like, da 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 da. And it's not just for me, it's any reader. This is the reader's tool. And I have allocated this with the description I just gave you, especially with this first row. Okay, so that means this collective, you have some form of social media presence that this person can access you when they are craving you. But like I said, I don't think this person does it every day. I think it's too painful for them. But those moments, because the universe is bloody magical, those moments to make this person feel, because I always talk about soul connection, soul ties. You guys get this example day in and day out with your family, your friends, whatever it is. You think of a family member, they message you, they call. You think of a friend, they're going through a grievance. You think of a pet doing something. You guys get these examples daily to show you the power of soul connection, right? So even through separation, just because they're not there in the physical, if you are truly soul bound, the universe creates magic. And just because you can't see that magic, it doesn't mean it's not happening. So those moments just out of nowhere, you want to post this, or you want to post that photo, or you post something you wouldn't normally post. The universe tries to make your soul connection very clear for this person, especially to bring down this veil, especially if this connection is destined to be. Okay. And I say this as well, it's coming to my mind, especially in my divine community, you chasers that stop chasing and you're in your strength, and let's say it's been a few months and out of nowhere you just have this sense of urgency to send a message. And normally when you feel that, you stop, just like this person, but out of nowhere, one time you hit send. You might not get the response or the validation in that moment you hit send, but it was a puzzle piece that needed to be reflected back on. And there's a reason this is coming to my mind for this collective. You could have put out an olive branch. You never got a response. They weren't ready. It was too much. The ignition was too much. This person clearly saves things for you, from you. Would it be in their normal scroll? No. Maybe they got one of those apps that they can hide things or whatever the case. But those moments like this, that they get pulled to you, this person is turning back to something. So if you intuitively hit send on something months ago and then you felt like a fool, you didn't get a response because you had an expectation, that puzzle piece was needed for this person at some point of time. Let it be when they were going through a tower, whatever it may be. I will break down this person's energy, but there's a reason this is coming to my mind for this collective. And things just happen so randomly. You might not know in the moment why you did something or why that happened. But I always say everything comes full circle. Okay. This says that they're regretting their past actions and realizing letting you go was a huge... But remember the deviation for this, the attention you get, the person you are. They think you're so so this person, it wouldn't surprise me if they think you have many options in your life. They remind me of someone that doesn't want to feel like they're in competition for your effort, especially with what's been done. They really don't feel good enough. Why would they want me? Okay, especially if you present the way I'm describing. And they would have regret for maybe their jealousy. It doesn't mean that jealousy's gone. I think this is this person's biggest trigger. They can get actually angry and frustrated. It's like they still have a claiming energy of you, even though you guys are apart, even though they probably caused the separation, and it kills them. It makes them so furious with themselves and you for no reason. Sad. I always say jealousy comes from a lack of worthiness, especially when it's actually in all areas of your life. You're jealous over anyone, you're comparing, you don't see yourself properly. We are all one of a kind. We are all born with our own individual blueprint. We should never compare, and especially in love. If you find yourself to be a jealous lover, this person, and true divine's your reflection. So this collective, you would suffer with a bit of jealousy yourself, maybe not to the severity of this person, but it just means you don't see yourself. And this collective, the way you are viewed, not just by this person, because I felt the energy as I will definitely from this person. You're a star. Oh, wow. I explained about divine intervention a little bit yesterday. If divine intervention is kicking in, this is something definitely. Divine intervention isn't just oh, here you go. It's when you're that far off your path, you need to be redirected. Divine intervention comes if there is something coming on your path, illness even passing, that should not be on your path, because everything in this world is fated. When divine intervention kicks in, you have something that you're destined to do that is falling off track. And if divine intervention is kicking this person up the bum, this is making me feel this is a divine connection. Expect a miracle. Divine intervention is pushing the two of you back together. This is underneath planning. And remember the deviation. I don't think they're planning just yet, but I do think this person's had multiple moments of wanting to connect to you again. Probably now more than ever as well. As they say, the timing of everything, even readings. Oh my God, that's good. That's what we want. Toot toot. The illusion, or I said the perception. It is shifting. I was only able to see what I wanted to see. I'm sorry for not seeing your worth. I don't know why I'm being called to say this, but I just ordered 13 new decks and I'm so excited to get them. So I don't know if you guys just ordered some tarot or oracles. I don't know why that just came to me as I was, but again, everything that comes in a reading. 13 could be an important number. Surrender to the divine. I'm so bloody excited. I got them off Etsy though, and I understand Etsy's all small businesses, so I kind of can't complain, but anyway, I'm excited. All right, let's see this person's true intention. Then I want to see their perception, okay, from the past to what it's shifting to now. Then I quickly just want to see this main collective's perception now, and then we're going to see what's coming next for you guys. Okay, this person's true intention towards the main collective. Got two straight away. Okay, the mask, masquerading. I'm wearing a mask by appearing happy and serene in front of others. So this person really has presented that this hasn't affected them, which means they would have done the same towards you. Another horn. Maybe this person's really backed themselves in a corner here as well. If they've really kind of just really coldly, I don't love you anymore, or whatever the case, I think this was their front to kind of appear like they were strong through this. If they're doing it around others, they did it to you, collective, which is more, that means you had an axe kind of separation, left with silent treatment, abandonment. I know I said they've popped in a few times, but if they've been wearing a mask, they would be presenting quite cold. When I'm alone, I think about you and I realize I was my true authentic self when I was with you. So they are going over their mask right now. Number 10. Pisces, you could be a Pisces, they could be. This card, and it makes sense with the illusion and the perception, this card reminds me a lot of people that sit in absolute security. Love should be like this, work should be like that, life should be like that. And if they don't have that fairy tale movie kind of love, or if their job's not working, they just give up. What's next? Okay, that's not life. And you're doing something to this person's perception, which I felt in the start. It's like they have this, but the ups and downs that they have faced with you, they put it in the category of this is toxic. It's not right. It doesn't make sense. Why do I love this person? True divines, you meet each other as broken mirrors. You're the most trauma-filled souls. I always say twin flames, you're more triggering than karmics. You're a true reflection. And this twin flame journey is to evolve you to your divine beings. So I always say, and my universal truth, until you heal, both of you, those things that broke your mirror in life, whoever the runner is here, they run to high heavens. They run to bloody Mars because they're not ready to face their reflection in life, their skeletons, their shadow. And I think what made it easier for this person to stay firm in their boundaries was this is toxic, this is too, like they were so black and white, okay? They were so 85% of the population, belief system, society's expectation on what love and life should be like. They're breaking free from it now. So I had an idealistic view on what relationships should look like. You challenge that perspective. You're changing it slowly, okay? Because they can't get over you. So this time will heal all wounds, and whatever they've learned about plenty of fish in the sea and replacing, it's not working. And made me question my whole value system. I didn't understand what you were trying to teach me then, but I do now. They're starting to. So number 10, number 93. Oh God, good luck. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. True divines, I keep talking about divines in this, so I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to get your perspective in a second, this collective. You have a societal issue. True divines, because you're meant to teach the world love is love, unconditional love. Doesn't matter what shape, form it comes in. Love is love. So cultural differences, religious factors, spiritual differences you all have at the start because they're running away from their Hierophant. Nobility factors, wealth factors, sexuality, marriages, age difference. Okay. This specific collective, don't make it fit. They're going over something here about the age difference. Okay. So definitely intellectually, I don't think they have felt aligned to you. And just before, when I said this person left and said, I didn't love you, I just don't love you anymore, they could have said, if there was an age difference here, you're too young for me, I'm too young for you. Like, and that's hard hearing that, because I always say you can change anything in the world, but when someone says you're too old for me or I'm too young for you, whatever, however it fits, age difference is not something you can physically change. So if you did hear that from this person, that's gut-wrenching, because that's not something that can be healed. You can't put more years into someone, okay? You're always going to have an age difference. But if this is what this person said to you, they are going over age at the moment. I know there is a huge age gap between us, and some may even object because of that. However, we are so similar in so many ways, regardless of our differences. Instant cosmic connection, similar upbringings or dating history. I don't like this last point because I don't, when you, I do believe age gap connections, whoever's the younger one, they really present as the old soul. Whoever's the older one is more of a young soul, very childlike. So you do kind of mesh beautifully. But when it comes to the maturity level of one another, I don't agree with this. I think that comes once you've healed. Old soul or not, if you don't have the life lessons, the love experience, you can't. Emotion is developed through experience, so they might present as an old soul and quite aware and socially observant, but when it came to depth of emotional evolution and trauma, I just feel this collective clearly a little bit chalk and cheese because I'm going into so much explanation with it. But if you're not a Pisces, this person isn't a Pisces. Maybe there was a Pisces involved as well. But definitely the energy of breaking through the illusion with those two cards in the other deck. Number 62. So 9th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 9th, 6th of the 2nd, 2nd of the 6th, but also number plates on your car, house numbers you live in. You could have just spent $93.62. So you've got 2 under masquerading. Whoa. So there was opinions here. So there was a lot of opinions about your societal issue. Memory. Don't make her fit. Specifically, this is when the mask started coming on very strong for the right collective. So February 7th, March 19th. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I read that wrong. December 22nd. So this is one of my collectives around Christmas time, was gut-wrenching for this collective. So maybe this is when you started going through your separation and then you tried to make it work. December 22nd, February 6th, February 7th to March 19th. So again, this is when the mask came on, and it was because there was a lot of opinions in the background. Maybe this person didn't make it clear. They probably didn't mention it. And I always say this, and I'm not saying this to upset you, but I'm going to say it. When there's a lot of opinions, those opinions come from somewhere. And this is why I tell you guys, especially when you're not on the healing journey, when you have ignition with someone you love, even if it's a sibling or a best friend or a lover, you don't go turn to people around you and badmouth them, because people that love you, care for you, they're going to validate you because they want you to be happy. And when you're talking about a disagreement from a frustrated, angry place and you're not the most self-aware, you manipulate the situation to your favor to get that validation for your actions, right? Now, how I was explaining this person's view on you at the start, toxicity, this, I'm not surprised if they had a lot of opinions feeding their internal manipulation, but it started from, unfortunately, the way that they might have spoke about you to the people around them. I'm an idiot. I spoke about our connection as if it was trivial. Truth. I didn't respect the sanctity of our connection. Instead of keeping things between me and you, I allowed others to interfere. The reason I always explain this card too, because a lot of you guys, and it's coming up for this collective for a reason, it's really sad because you bring it down to their family interfered, their friends interfered, there was magic involved, that like you blame everyone but the person. And I just find that really sad, because if you love this person, who comes with this person, package deal. When you start to date someone, you don't just date that one person. You date with what comes with them. Makes sense? So through this separation, if you've been blaming family and permanent fixtures in their life, you're building resentment for the life around them when it was their fault. And even if there was a narcissistic parent or whatever involved, if you choose to be with someone, you choose to be with their baggage. So why build resentment and anger for the people around this person when it was this person that lit the torch? Does the right collective, that'll make sense. Pisces. Wow. So they could have promised you a family. This is about promising you a family, but family is involved with this one. As we said it, for that to come out, Pisces could be a family member. Number 7, 16th of the 7th. Write that down. That's next month. That could be important. 10th of the 7th, 7th of the 10th. I miss the family we created or the family that could have been. I realize I made a mistake by walking away from my happiness. You are my life partner, my other half, my confidant. This is what's starting to develop, and the perception shift is starting to create. Age difference. Oh, that's good. That is good. So they are coming into divine masculine strength over whatever your societal issue is. They're pushing through fear and people's opinions. That's good. I'm working on my divine masculine side. I need to be more assertive, confident, and speak up for myself. I can no longer bow out of things and situations when I become fearful, but fight for what I love, and that is you. This age issue for you guys, don't make it fit, because I went into so much explanation. That was huge for them. You might not have thought it, although I do think the right collective, this was voiced at one point in some form of way. This was huge. It was keeping them away. One more. Well, too many. That was twin flame there, by the way. Summer. So there's 2 memories, okay, especially because we were just speaking about that and Gemini. I'll read that in a second. Okay, so you've got from December to March, they're going over a memory where they were wearing a mask and people's opinions were really adding to this mask they were wearing with you. Okay, when I was reading this and I was like, one more, there is another memory they're going through when it comes to this. So from June 21st to August 5th, August 6th to September 21st. So especially the deviation about how maybe this person mentioned this, maybe this was a point of communication where something about the age was brought up, or this was a period they had a lot of fear here because of the age. Okay. And then Gemini energy of the card. I wasn't always there for you when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship because I couldn't deal with my own emotion, let alone yours. I don't think they knew how to deal with their emotion. That's what I was feeling at the start. That's a true thing. I don't think this person has had as many life lessons or love experience as you. I don't think they really understood how they were feeling, and they're still just transitioning through it now. Okay. I quickly want to see this person. I'm not going to do past perception. That doesn't matter. Why hold on to the past? Let's get their current perception of you right now. Then I want to see this collective's current perception on this person. Then I'm just going to get a couple of message cards, and then we're going to roll the dice and see what's coming next for you too. So this is their perception of you right now. Oh, they are spying. Oh my God. What has been with... I really feel this is a divine... We've had so many of my divines you're being spied on right now. So you'd be feeling like rubbish. You would be not feeling yourself. You would be... Whenever the evil eye is set upon you, you become lethargic. You have a lot of headaches. You could be getting grumpy. You just don't feel yourself. Okay? So... And they could be just really on your mind's eye as well, but you get the physical symptoms. Very vivid dreaming. But, okay, this is their current perception of you. So this timing is the next 3 to 4 weeks. Timing 3 to 4 weeks. But I feel this has already started trickling in. Again, readings come at the perfect time, especially for the right collective. But they're reevaluating their plans. They're coming into a new perspective. That's been the theme. So I think this perspective has been trickling in for the past 3 to 4 weeks, but I do think there's a monthly transition here, especially because I said write down that July date, 16th of the 7th. Write that down. But I think they're going over how maybe patient you've been here. Okay. Wow. wow, they know they need to make a stand and face this head on. There's people in their life that clearly have opinions about this connection. P.S. They've created it though. I just want to make that clear. But it's my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. So the right collective, you would know why do I feel this person lives with family or friends or something? There's something big here, but hate is going to hate, liberate. Like, I feel this person's finally going to grow some bloody kahunas and just be like, F you, this is my life, to the people around them, okay? Or at least be honest with their feeling. Perfect. So they start to see clearly. They're not in seven fighting the cup, the head and the mind and this and that. Focus, action. Claircognizance, it's a knowing. They're going to start sitting in a knowing, not a confusion, okay? Seeing a clear choice. Concentrate on this properly and be decisive, where I feel this person's been very indecisive. This is their current perception though, okay? So do I think this could be trickling in? But I do, reading that first part, I think there's still a bit of fear, but definitely within the next 3 to 4 weeks, this is going to lock in. Okay, I think it's trickling right now, but for some reason, I think right now this is upright. They're still worried. How's this person going to feel? What about my job? What about the age? What about the distance? What about this? What about the spiritual? Like, whatever your blocks are, it's like it's still kind of 7 of cups, which creates this kind of stuck energy. But I do think that's going to shift very soon. I think this person's gathering a lot of information right now. I always say that Page of Swords, he doesn't miss a beat. He sees everything with binoculars, which means this person, I'm still sticking to what I said at the start. I don't think this person watches you regularly, but I do think either now or within the next 3 to 4 weeks, they're going to be hooked because their higher self is pushing them towards this clearly. And it's not just for your connection. They have baggage in their life that they need to. Your person clearly is someone that needs to stand up for themselves, which they struggle with. It's a life lesson for them. Okay, but I will say when they do think about friends and the friends interference here as well, social gatherings, friendships, okay, but they go over the good times. They do want to reunite this. They could be thinking of maybe how to take you out. Maybe they should plan a date, that planning card. But I do think their current perception, this is one of the biggest blocks. I really do think this person thinks, remember one of the main messages, this person lost themselves with you. So I feel the right collective. There's a big grievance here when it comes to friends, but the right friends will always stand by your side, okay? Where I feel this person thinks they might lose some friendships here. Oh, that's not good. I want one more for that. I always say Knight of Swords is so rapid. It's a very fast moving card. It's like as soon as this penny drops, they're like, but I always say he comes in such a full force. It creates such a rapid high, but then it's a little bit of that Knight of Wands. It's like, whoa, what have I just done? It creates a rapid low. You've got here patience and then impatient. It's like, I want one more for that. You just want to hope it doesn't come in impulse. Oh no, perfect. Maybe this is them going over, because this is what they're reevaluating to get the new perspective, especially if this did come in impulsively and it was a very kind of rip off the band-aid shock axe. One moment you're like this, the next moment you're like, oh sorry, I thought that stopped. The next moment you just, game over. This is what they could be reevaluating, their Knight of Swords approach when it came to this, always leading with impulse, not seeing the actual red flags around their life, just looking at all your red flags, because of that Pisces energy, that explanation. But 10 of Cups, this is nice. Harmony, fulfilled, divine love, peace. I'm going, you know what I think this is? Because this is what they finally start to see clearly. I'm not going to lie. I feel this connection. You guys could have gone 0 to 100. You could have rushed. Not seeing the red flags, the arguments, the ups and downs, the highs and lows. Because this is what they're kind of going through now. It creates such a rapid high. But then if it goes to shit, I feel broken, right? But I think they start to realize neither of you were developed enough. I think both of you rushed this when really it's a 10 of cups. But you guys weren't healed enough to see it. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, you want to hope they don't come in impulsively, but just with what they're starting to get a new perspective on, I think instead of seeing this as a big fat red flag, this was something so pure and beautiful. What have I been doing? And I think they come in and out of this, but it's got to solidify. Holy balls. You just got 10 of cups, 10 of coins on their perception of you. As soon as this shifts, this is why they're going to make a stand. And with their family, whatever it is, that is like, that is some magic right there. They don't just see you as literally White House, white picket fence, having children, having that blissful life. There is something here about the foundation and abundance you guys can create together as well. And that is a card of marriage. This person's going to make a stand. And that's very good. King of Wands, and it's going to be honorable. So this is when they're conquering. As soon as they lock in. And I saw you as the Queen of Wands. Holy sugar balls. This is with that seven of cups in reverse. Focus. Locked in on collective. This is good. Maybe they have been spraying for a while. For like the past 6 months. This is divine intervention. Again. So divine intervention's kicking in here. Which means this is reminding me a little bit of yesterday. Especially these two. I think this person's going to find something out here through their spying or getting all this information. Divine's kicking. You got twice now divine interventions at play here. You just got to wait for the divine, my angels. Judgment. Blowing that trumpet. But you got a new beginning, a transformation, catalyst for a change, finding that inner truth, coming forward. Things finally coming to fruition. So it was never not there. It was just germinating. Through your perseverance, long-term view, coming to fruition, harvest, ripen. This is what they're going to go over. The time here. And how they haven't been able to forget this emotion about. I do think this person's going to come in with some form of plan to take you out. They're focusing on reuniting. That's your last row. But they're also going to be thinking about friendship interference, family interference. But again, I need to make it clear. It started from this person. Okay. I just want to see your perception of this person quickly. Your perspective. What deck do I want for you? I'm going to get my chakra deck. I feel this collective, even though you're over... Anyway, let's see. How do you view this person? How do you view your connection, I should say? Oh, shit, that's not good. Sorry. You could swear a lot. I find I've gone to swear a few times. 7 of Swords with High... You think this person's hiding some stuff. Okay. High Priestess with 7 of Swords. You think there's some deception. You're not wrong. There is some hidden things here, but you think this person's wearing a mask. They've lied. Maybe they cheated. Definitely was a bit of deception here. But this High Priestess, I don't think you see them as I think it's more the mystery of the High Priestess, the things that are hidden, the things that are in the dark. You could think that this activated your High Priestess within, but just those two together, I think it's more the things hidden. That's sad. But you're still so emotionally invested. Again, you'd be watching this for a reason. I think you have pain in your heart, but you love this person. But you're not silly. You know there's some shit going on in the background here. And you can definitely feel them. But there's unfortunately been some truths that have not been revealed. That's where your intuition goes. But your heart space is still warm. There definitely could be water sign interference here. New moon's in Cancer as well. So if there has been some water sign energy around you, on the 25th. Oh, wow. You're persevering. I always say that Ace of Coins, we get that intuition that this is going to really pay off in the long run. But God, does it take years to ground, and your commitment gets tested time and time again. That for me personally, I allocate my Ace of Pentacles and my Star as a miracle card. So I think once upon a time you viewed this person as your miracle. You always had faith that this would ground. Maybe you're just really losing faith right now. Maybe you really view that you and this person can be some form of power couple as well, and a powerful foundation, just like this person. 10 of Cups, 10 of Coins. But you definitely, still, as you're watching this, you might be a bit sad, but you definitely still view this connection as a miracle, and this person as someone you want to create a foundation and become very abundant with. Oh, sugars. Well, we know that. We said that before with the axe. How this 7 of Swords are created a 5 of Pentacles. That's a hard one. You lost a lot. You felt not just your heart broken, financial ruin. Through their deception, through their mask, through their manipulation, this created a 5 of Coins in you. And even with this energy, look at how you still view this connection. You remind me of, I'm seeing my King of Pentacles. You're just that kind of ride or die, extremely loyal person, even through this mess. And you could think that another reason that they hide away and they have a mask, because they're going through a bit of 5 of Coins. Maybe your intuition tells you that. I wouldn't be surprised a little bit if they are. Especially if they have to live with people. Whoa. Pisces, Libra energy. But you've always believed justice would be served here. But the purple curtain, I always talk about it, our good and bad karma, our life lessons in life. Okay, so maybe you have memories of this person being quite honorable and very, pride themselves in integrity. So you've always believed that this person would come in and, with that integrity, with that truth and that balance. But when the time was ready, okay, you're not silly. For you to know justice is at play, this is being governed by the universe. So when you're in strength, you believe in divine timing. And let's be real, if you've got the High Priestess 7 of Swords here, you're not silly. You clearly know this could be part of this person's childhood trauma, deception, lying, fibbing. Okay, them keeping things in the dark. This is something they need to learn in life. I don't think you take it personally. I think it annoys you when you're in your mind and you're overthinking, but it's like you just kind of have acceptance for this person's trauma, I guess. Queen of Cups. Oh, God. You do have mental anxiety, though. So even though I'm saying when you're in strength, maybe right now, especially as you're watching this, you think more than none, you're not in strength. But you just don't... 8 of Swords, we're creating a mental prison we don't need to be in. And especially if there is a water sign connected to this, you got to stop thinking about it. Because there's a reason I specified that for this collective. At the end of the day, people's opinions or not, it started from this person that you love. So these people don't need the finger at them. Just trust that the full circle moment will happen when it happens, okay? You don't need to be in this mental anxiety anymore. Trust your inner emotion, not your overthinking mind. Maybe you need to do some root clearing as well. If you sit in fear all the time and so stressed about what's coming next, future, clear out your root chakra, okay? They got this as the last card, and so did you. You both believe when you're in strength, it's just been germinating. And what a good pairing from a 7 of Pentacles to Ace of Pentacles. It will come to fruition. It's not there. It's rooting into the ground. It's preparing for a blossom season. Your last card. That's nice. Just this. You get trapped a lot and you overthink. You don't need to. Who cares what's going on in the background? You're right. Clearly you're right. There's some things here this person has not told you, but who cares? Don't fixate on it. It'll come when it's meant to. All right. I want to see what's coming next, but I just quickly... I'm softening up to this person a bit. I just want to get a couple of these and then we'll see what's coming next for you. How are they feeling right now? So their responsibilities. Oh, we love that. Responsibility. Oh, truth. You're right. Oh, good. But they're facing their shadow with it. Their dishonesty, you know. By lying, I ripped us apart, but they're facing their shadow. And we talk about shadow all the time. That's the things buried to the bottom of your soul. People normally dissociate from them because they're that painful, embarrassing. You have shame and guilt for them. So their dishonesty comes from something hidden deep in their soul. And they know it, but I haven't given up on us yet. So how they presented, happy-go-lucky, I'm taking care of this, that, the masquerading, because they didn't want to own something they were hiding. Oh, we love that because it means they're finding their... And we had that deviation about self-worth and jealousy. So this person needs to find this. They've got to stop comparing themselves to you. Makes them scared. So that's what held them back, the mask, the responsibilities. Ugh. I should have expressed myself better, but they hid behind their duties in life. Family, friends, work, whatever it may be. It made them hold back. Hope. Oh, that's nice. They want to call you. I feel that. Oh, good. They're taking accountability. I wish I could right my wrongs, mistakes. So they know to come through, they need to be honest about their... Holy sugar. So they know their lying creates sabotage. And so does this collective. When you're soft and you're in your center and you're not stressing, you understand they're mysterious, the way they keep things, they're secretive. It comes down to life lessons they have not faced. And you're right. It creates sabotage and self-destructive nature for them. And they know it. These three and your absence, I feel like a part of me is missing without you now that they're facing their shadow and the true things that hold them back. That's good. And last one. Oh, perfect. Underneath self-love, as soon as they find their worth, I don't want to run anymore. The runner. It's good. All right. Let's roll the dice. I don't think this is long. I'm wanting to maybe do just your month ahead with this connection, but let's see what comes out. Could be 2 weeks then. I still feel I should do the month ahead. Okay, because you've had the 3 to 4 weeks. It could be coming in 2 weeks, but let's go month ahead, but keep on your mind about 2 weeks from now. Okay. I don't think it would be 2 days. 6 of Wands, triumph, victory. When I read love, I see that as a declaration of love. I see him coming in on his high horse and just declaring. It's that letter of love kind of energy. In every single deck, you got this. I think it's time for harvest season. Finally, long-term investment. Things are finally Saturn's gift, and Saturn's in retrograde, but a reward from all the stillness. Every deck, they got it, you got it, and now it's here. Oh, we love this one. This is about a pure intention. Ace of Cups, pure intention. I think they're going to be presenting quite new. Feelings are finally growing. The self-love, which they need. Okay. A lot of emotion. I think this person's going to become, especially with this 6 of Wands, they're going to be coming in very confident. Oh, that was Justice and Hermit. 10 of Cups. Holy moly. With the King, very emotional. So King of Cups, You've got Queen of Cups right now. I think this person's going to be very, you know, kind-hearted, warm, charisma, deep emotion. I think they're still a little bit scared of, but I do think they're coming in very emotionally open, but very confident at the same time. Okay, Ten of Cups. They always say Nine of Cups is wishes coming true. I see it as Ten of Cups because it's like all your ducks are in a row. Everything. It's like you're looking around saying, is this too good to be true? But you can't be like that because you wish it away. Remember, healing's not just meant to teach you how to get rid of trauma. It's meant to teach you to appreciate happiness. So those moments you think things are too good to be true, they're not. You deserved them. Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, King of Cups here with the Six of Wands. Holy moly. So this is what they could be talking about as well. Your painful ending, but they want victory over this ending. Okay, 13's important because remember I said the bloody decks I ordered, which I'm so excited to get, but transformations through this ending, new beginning, growth, and unexpected change. This could be quite deep here. Just look at all the... Oh, there it is. You don't want... Oh, big... Okay, that's where we go a little bit wrong. I know you guys have been germinating for a very long time and you've needed a lot of patience, but remember the deviation about the Nine of Swords. I know you've got the Knight of Swords and Ten of Cups. Yes, they could talk about it because remember I said they could be talking about why this happened, and again, clearly the stillness. They could be talking about their Knight of Swords and Devil energy. Yes, they could, especially because you got what they're wanting, their perception right now on this spread. Yes. But there is a chance that this person, unfortunately, could lead with a little bit of impulse and still have a bit of their veil and shadow on. I feel this is a beautiful intention with the surrounding cards. Like, let's be real. Especially because we had a deviation of them and saying they're either going to talk about their silly behavior and come in... Well, it was reflecting on their silly, reevaluating their silly behavior to what this really was, this divine love, how emotionally fulfilled they truly were. Yeah, so I do think it's more that they're going to talk about this as a confirmation and how their certain addictions in life, their veil, their sexual desires, their materialism, whatever got in the way. Okay, I more feel that, but there is a chance that this person still could be coming in a little bit masked and a little impulsive, a little bit rapid, but I just can't see with these three cards here how they would, especially this Ace of Cups, this pure intention. I more think this is what the discussion may be, especially if it's taken them a long time to come forward. I can't, yeah, but this is, I think, more maybe how you need to deal with it. Queen of Pentacles, caring, nurturing, but very kind. She's the realist, right? So even with whatever this is, you want a nice realistic approach, and she's very caring, but she also knows her boundaries. Okay, so don't be... You're going to need a bit of awareness here. Let's be real. You don't want to be rushing anything. It could be them coming in this way, but also I'm not going to lie, I see my Queen of Pentacles is quite a motherly energy, so there could be some form of conversation about a mother here, but a big thing for this collective was don't be holding grievances to the external people because it actually started with your person. Okay, and as well, you could be an earth sign. Just saying. I think this is more conversation. I'm going to be honest, but you want to be careful with that Five of Wands underneath the Ten of Cups. There definitely could have been family interference, but I always say that Five of Wands, the reason they start to butt heads because no one's listening to anyone. They all think they know the answers, so they're not getting anywhere. So let's say there is a bit of a deep conversation, Six of Wands with this ending, okay? This stillness, how they were rushing, how they were this, how they weren't seeing this, whatever the case, especially if they start talking about their devil energy, just make sure you're turning back to this Queen of Pentacles kind of approach. But I definitely do think there's a conversation coming about external conflict, okay, that interfered in the start. And I do think there's potential for you guys, if you're not listening on a deep level and being open to compromise and hearing each other out, you guys yourself could end up being a little bit like this. Oh, I thought that was the king. World, completion. Let go of the past. Let go of the past so you can get a completion. Like all the past shit. I always say you're holding on to the past. You're going to repeat the past. You want to have a fresh start with this person. Have your conversation, let it go. Don't be holding it against each other. You got a world here. There could be trouble involved. But completion. Feeling whole. Wholeness. Fulfillment. Success. Okay. Conclusions are finally in reach. Completion, success, leveling up, achievement, but all the knowledge you've learned along this way as well. You are going to have some tests here. I think your tests, I'm on the fence with this Seven of Pentacles, this Knight of Swords, and this Devil energy. And I'm on the fence with this one. I do think you guys might be tested with this yourself, but I definitely think this is part of the conversation of the ending. Okay. Let's just get one more. Yeah, the betrayal, the ending. That's what I think. Confirmation, Ten of Swords. I think that's what that is. Okay. But like I said, I wouldn't be holding on to the past with this because it's just... Whoa. Hold on. Because that's what you're going over, the 5. You want to hope this is talking about the end. I just want to see what the conclusion will be. What's the conclusion with this? You can be... Knight of Cups, offer-wise, no good. Charismatic Casanova. Energy-wise, he is slow and he's healing along the way. Okay? Slow and healing together along the way and having more of a, I don't want to say complete childlike approach, but just more 2 of Cups. You have a beautiful outcome if you see each other as emotionally equal. No one's putting themselves above the other. This is going to be a painful conversation that you might need to actually take a bit of time, especially if they're saying you need to move slow with this. You can heal from this and you can have a beautiful love, but you need to go slow. You need to understand each other. You need to understand you are equal. No one's better than the other one. To have a 2 of Cups, duality. Okay, soulmate connection in love, union, harmony, happy relationship, reconciliation, but slow. Okay, that, I think that's going to need a pause. That's a deep conversation, that one. I think that would get to anyone. Star, miracle, through your tower. Okay, it's big conversation. And I think that's where you'll go wrong with the 5 of Cups. Why did you do this? Why did you do... Like, you have to understand everything happened for a reason. If this is something you want, clearly you do if you're still watching this. Okay. Let's just get you some little love heart cards. Let's just get you 3. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception. Don't be... It's good to feel, but simmer before reacting. Okay. And cloud your vision in order to see things clearly. Let go of resentment, and that's what's going to be dragged up here. Resentment, and we spoke about resentment for this person's inner circle as well. Just be careful. Don't lead with passion. Center. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at the present. Enjoy it. Oh, we love this one. Sacred union. Who cares about the bullshit? Honor and treasure your relationship because it's truly sacred. Who cares about this stuff? Let it go. Let it go. For this collective, let it go. When you're in your strength, you know it. Freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So don't just create unnecessary arguments and frictions. Definitely need a powerful conversation, but if you can feel your flame igniting, just soothe everything you've learned on your healing journey. You're gonna have to put into place. It's not about not speaking about it, but it's speaking about it from a centered place, not an emotionally triggered place. Okay. All right. Charmies. Okay. F and L. initials. Communication. You got the 2 communication charms. But lapis lazuli, you could have just bought a lapis lazuli, or you need to, or you could really resonate with ancient Egypt. Trust your pearl within. You both have a beautiful pearl within. Ducks, that could be a sign on the day of arrival. And I'm seeing 4 ducks. I always find 4 ducks. They're either at the front of my house or down my street. And they're just 2 males, 2 females, and they always trot together. That's what I just saw in my mind. But your perseverance is paying off and luck is on your side. Remember, you're a big golden butterfly, and so is your person. Spread those gold wings. And you both you got 2 protection charms here and good luck charms. Okay. And nature. Maybe you need to spend a bit more time in nature right now. All right, important dates, memories, birthdays, angel numbers. 3 by expansion and Empress energy. And then you've got 3, 4, 5. But then you've got 5, 5 as a birthday, the 5, 5 portal. 5th of the 4th, 4th of the 5th, 8th of the 5th, 5th of the 8th, 17th of the 5th, 17th of the 4th, 18th of the 3rd, 18th of the 4th, 18th of the 5th. 11th of the 5th, 5, 5. That's important. Maybe the 5, 5 portal was big for you, or it's important. It came out twice. Or 5, 5, 5 you could be seeing a lot of. 5th of the 7th, 5th of July, 8th of July, or the 7th of August, 3rd of the 5th, 5th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 2nd, 2nd of 23rd of the 5th as well. All right, my loves, I love you guys. Have a beautiful evening and sweetest dreams.